it's David Amy here. Today, I'm going to show you how organizations are hiring high-performing talent using the Knockri platform. What we're looking at here is a custom-branded Knockri assessment landing page. So we're going to have the candidate's name, we're going to have the actual name of the assessment, we're going to have the name for the job that they're applying for, as well as the location that the role is in. There's a couple more pieces of information in here that are pretty important, so we can take a look at how long the assessment's going to take, the number of questions, and then obviously we're going to have to ask candidates to read and agree to the terms and conditions. And the first step in the process is candidates are going to watch an intro video from the organization they're applying to. So I've muted this video here so that I can talk a little bit about this process. This is a really popular process for our organization partners to be able to show a little bit of recruitment marketing, kind of talk through why they're doing this process, why it's important for them, and a little bit of a prep for candidates to go through the actual assessment themselves. Once the candidate completes watching the video, they're going to continue to tech setup. Right. Because this is a video and audio-based assessment, we've got to make sure that their permissions are set up correctly. So we've got this, looks good here. It's going to check my video. Everything looks good as well. And then lastly, my audio setup. Great, sounds good. I'm going to continue and go to the video assessment. So something really important to understand about the Knockri assessment is that when candidates start, they all have the option to go through a practice tour. Now, I highly recommend it because we walk through the entire process. We give them some tips about the interview. We talk a little bit about what kind of questions are going to be asked of them. But most importantly, we actually ask them a practice question and we record them answering the practice question as well. The questions are fun. They're nothing serious. Something like, hey, if you could be any animal in the world, what would it be? Or what's your favorite color and why? I've done this a million times, so I'm actually going to skip right to the assessment. Great. So the first question is a video-based question. I'm going to play that for you right now.
Please describe a time when you guided, motivated, or mentored employees to complete a project or improve performance. What behaviors did you use to manage the situation, and what did you learn from the experience?
So you'll recognize the question as a behavioral-based question. We're looking for candidates to assess the behaviors that they utilized at the time of the question and answer from there. What you're looking at on screen is a timer. So our questions start with a base 60-second timer for candidates to deliberate about the questions themselves. On the right-hand side here, I've got notes. So we can go through here and leave notes. Don't worry, whatever the candidate writes, it's not going to be visible to the recruitment team. It's just for them to collect their thoughts. And obviously, most importantly, at the bottom, we have the question as it was asked in text as well. So my time's just about up here, and I'm going to say that I'm ready, and we have a pre-recorded answer that will play for us.
So I can immediately think of a person who I've previously worked with that has posted.
We're not going to watch the whole video, obviously, it's 3 minutes long. What's really important to understand is that all candidates have 1 minute to deliberate about their answers and then 3 minutes to answer the questions. The timers are customizable, we can increase them, we can reduce them, we can also remove them if you feel like candidates don't need to have them. So from here, the candidate has an option to retry the question or upload it if they're happy with it. So something really important to understand about retrying a question is that we're going to ask a question that's still going to gauge the same behavior that we need to validate. We're still going to gauge the same behavior that we need to assess, but it could be a different question. So we do this in order to stop candidates from possibly gaming the system, or if you are comfortable with candidates answering the exact same question, we can have the same question as a retry as well. So I'm happy with my response, even though it wasn't mine. I'm going to say upload. Great. From here, I'm going to go to an audio assessment. So I've pre-populated this assessment to have both a video question and an audio-based question because at the end of the day, we are taking a look at transcripts from the audio that candidates are answering. We don't necessarily need the video, but we do need to have audio. So the next question for us is an audio-based assessment, and although we're only collecting the audio, we still ask that clients ask the questions in the same way. So we still ask that clients record a video and ask the candidates in person. So that's what we're going to watch.
Working in a diverse, complex, and changing environment can be challenging. Please describe a time when you were collaborating with a colleague who had a perspective different from yours. What was your approach to ensure that you understood this colleague's perspective, and was it effective?
Excellent. So just like before, I have 60 seconds to deliberate on my answer. I'm going to say I'm ready. And from here, you'll notice that the only major difference between the video question and the audio question is it's recording these blue lines so that I don't have to record a video of myself answering. But the audio is still being collected, the transcript will still be relayed. I'm going to say that I'm done answering and submit my answer, upload my response. Excellent. So 2 questions were populated. I've answered both questions. I now have an option to watch the outro video. I'll play it quickly, but again, I've muted it just to make sure that we don't have any crosstalk. Finally, I'm going to submit my responses in this glowing button, and my job is done. So something else really important to understand, we always ask candidates how they found the process. So we're asking for a score based out of 5 stars. And this score is really, really important for us, not only to relay to our clients and let them know how candidates are finding the process, but also to make sure that our process is candidate friendly, that it's intuitive, and candidates are happy to do that. We also collect comments, so we do like to listen to what candidates have to say. They typically have very, very on the nose feedback for us to take back to our teams, and it's how we're constantly evolving with the product. I'm going to submit my feedback. I'm a bit biased and say I loved it. Great. And so now my job as a candidate is done. Those scores are going to be pushed back to the team, and the finished results are going to be sent to the Knockri platform for the recruitment team to view. One of the things that I do want to go over before we step away from the candidate process is this question mark at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. So as I've talked about it quite a bit, diversity, inclusion, accessibility, all really important to us here at Knockri. And so any questions, concerns, or comments that candidates have, they can click on this question mark to be connected with their live chat, which are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, where they can ask for certain accommodations, or they can ask for certain changes to the assessment, which we don't relay to the recruitment team, but we're able to make sure that we're reaching candidates where they are and they're able to complete the process as long as they have access to the internet. What I'm going to do now is bounce back to the recruitment side of the platform and show you what the back end looks like. What we're taking a look at here is actually the candidate report. It's quite straightforward. We have the candidate's information. We also have a breakdown of their score. And this candidate in particular scored in the top 81st percentile as a behavioral match for success in this role in particular. If you want to take a look, there's more details about how they scored what they scored, why they scored what they scored, and the things that they said. But for now, I'm going to keep it nice and simple, keep it nice and easy. There are a couple other things available on the platform as well. So if we take a look over here, we have quite a bit of reporting that we follow along with. So we like to track things like how long it takes candidates to complete it, what the completion rate looks like, the average candidate experience from those 5 stars. We have the ability to build your own assessments. So once we have an actual behavioral framework available, any assessments and roles that you need to build, you can select from our pre-populated list of 45,000 roles to choose from. Lastly, there's a large variety of personalizations available. It is a self-serve platform that you can go through and use and change colors and emails and coding as well, but we're not going to go over that today. If you have any other questions about that, please reach out to me directly. I'm happy to set up a time to chat. So that's the Knockri process in a nutshell. Just by watching this video, you've taken the first steps in improving your hiring process. If you'd like to learn more, feel free to head to our website to find a little bit more information. It's at knockri.com. Thank you so much for your time.